Yes, on the night of the fire, I was on duty as a policeman with my dog walking along Woodville Terrace Lane. When I saw the fire actually start, there was a small puff of grey smoke that came from a hut alongside of it. I immediately radioed to the headquarters and told them what I'd seen and asked them to call the fire brigade. As it was my beat, I arranged that I would meet a car at Broadway and go and deal with the incident. When we were going along the promenade in the car, Terry Miles was the driver. It was obvious that the fire was getting worse, and I radioed in. I remember my exact words: "This is a serious fire. We need extra people here." As we went along the promenade, I was thinking about the duties of police at fires from my training days, and the main duty was isolate the scene. So we picked up another constable on the way over. I don't remember his name. Dropped him off at the bottom of Summerhill, and asked him to stop all traffic coming through there. And Terry Miles took me to Port Jack, and I stopped all traffic coming in the other direction. About 20 minutes later, I was relieved and told to go down to summon the fire itself. I was working under the veranda near the MER. I remember quite clearly Dr. Ham there. Personally, I think he deserved a medal for the way he worked that night. He was going through all the people who were suffering from smoke damage, lying on the ground, saying which ones to treat, which ones not to treat. In other words, the ones that were dead and the ones who had a chance of living. I helped then with taking people out of Summerland, the lower sports hall. The flames were dropping down either side of us. I think I worked till 4 o'clock in the morning, removing bodies from the scene, taking them to the mortuary. I have to say that I recall that the public helped very much all the way through in very many ways, some at police headquarters. But what struck me was that the people that we were generally arresting for violence, for stealing, for poaching, etc., those were the ones that were helping the police and fire brigade, etc., with the removal of the bodies from the scene. It's always stuck with me, that has. And on the following day, I couldn't sleep, obviously, and I got up about 9 and went in, reported to headquarters. I was given the job of working with policewoman Janet Lease in St George's Hall, where we were attempting, through statements, to identify the people that had died. So we were taking statements from the people who believed that their relatives had died, and then going into the mortuary, trying to identify who the particular person was. One particular incident that I remember very, very, very clearly was a couple who had brought a child on holiday with their daughter, and this child was missing. From the statements, we found out that she was wearing a particularly prominent ring, a snake ring, and it was described. And we went into the mortuary and actually found this child who was totally burnt. We decided that we couldn't bring the people in to identify the body. So we removed the ring from the body and took it out to identify the child. They were so distraught that we believed that it was the right thing to do. It's still with me today, the distress that these people were in trying to find out that the girl was actually dead. It was further made worse by the fact that this particular couple had brought on holiday a child in the previous year, and she had been killed on the Isle of Man. So we really felt for these people. I still do, I think.